Introduction to Selenium WebDriver. In this chapter, we are going to discuss three topics. First topic, Introduction to Selenium WebDriver. Topic name also same. Introduction to Selenium WebDriver. Next, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Environment setup. Next, verify the environment means write first Selenium test case and execute. Write first Selenium test case. First Selenium test case. Okay. Say first I am taking introduction to Selenium WebDriver. Say all of you familiar with Selenium suite of tools. Selenium is not a single tool, suite of software tools. In this suite we have 4 tools. See Selenium's tool suite. All of you put mute. Selenium's tool suite. Can you tell me, Praveen Rao, what are the tools available in Selenium? Praveen Rao.
Yes, sir.
Very simple, very basic question. You continue, Santosh.
Selenium IDE.
Selenium IDE, Integrated Development Environment. It is used to create and execute test cases. It has record and playback feature. Next.
Selenium WebDriver.
Sequence.
Selenium RC.
RC. Selenium RC. Remote control. Nowadays it is a outdated tool. Successor of Selenium RC is Selenium WebDriver. WebDriver, powerful tool in this suite. Powerful tool. Next, Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid. See, Selenium Grid is not for test design. It is only for test execution. Parallel test execution. Okay. These are the tools available in Selenium suite. First we are taking Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver. Okay. See, brief history. We already discussed. Just a minute. Brief history. When it was launched in 2006. Say, in 2006, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver was launched at Google. Next, in the year 2008, the whole Selenium team decided to merge Selenium RC with Selenium WebDriver in order to form more powerful tool called Selenium 2. Earlier, Selenium 1. See, in 2008, the whole Selenium team decided to merge Selenium RC with WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver in order to form more powerful tool called Selenium 2. Selenium 2. Say in Selenium 1, just a minute, Selenium 1 plus WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver equals to Selenium 2. In Selenium 1, we have three tools. Selenium 1. One is Selenium IDE. Next, Selenium RC. Next, Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid. In Selenium 2, one tool extra. See, Selenium Integrated Development Environment. Next, Selenium Remote Control. Next, Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid. See, already we discussed Selenium WebDriver is successor of Selenium RC. In order to overcome limitations of Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver was launched. But why? Still they are carrying Selenium RC in Selenium 2. Prudvipal, getting my point? See,
Yes,
actually replacement of Selenium RC is Selenium WebDriver, but still, just a minute. In Selenium 2, still Selenium RC available. Why? If we have Selenium WebDriver, no need to have Selenium RC. Both are same in purpose. But still Selenium RC available in Selenium 2. Why? Can you tell me, Sridevi? Just guess. Sridevi. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
See, Selenium RC still available in Selenium 2. Why? See, it's only for maintenance projects, not for new projects. Note.
maintenance for only.
Maintenance projects. See, now Selenium RC put mute, all of you put mute, is only for maintenance projects, not for new projects. For new projects, most of the companies using Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Next, Selenium, see, same purpose. Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, purpose same, creating and executing test cases. But difference is there in between Selenium IDE and Selenium WebDriver. Both are for creating and executing test cases only, but Selenium IDE has IDE, Integrated Development Environment, record and playback features. But in Selenium WebDriver, no recording concept, only programming. But next, what is the difference between Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid? Selenium WebDriver for creating and executing test cases, but Selenium Grid only for execution. Only for execution. Suppose Selenium WebDriver also Selenium WebDriver also executes test cases. Observe Sridevi. Selenium WebDriver also executes test cases. Then why Selenium Grid?
Yes, sir.
Why? Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid. Comparison. Selenium WebDriver for creating and executing test cases. Primary purpose. Next, Selenium Grid only for executing test cases. Suppose if you can execute test cases in Selenium WebDriver, then why Selenium Grid?
Like
Parallel test execution.
Okay.
Parallel test execution. Okay? Executing tests across multiple browsers, using multiple missions. Okay. Okay, now Santosh, did you understand the concept?
Yes, sir.
Observe once again Selenium RC versus Selenium WebDriver. Purpose almost all same now.
Yeah.
Creating and executing test cases. Primary purpose. Next, both are support coding only. No recording facility. Next, advanced tool is Selenium WebDriver. Successor of Selenium RC is Selenium WebDriver. Next, in between Selenium IDE and Selenium WebDriver, what is the difference? Both are for creating and executing test cases only, but difference is there. What is the difference?
It has got integrated development environment.
See, Selenium IDE has integrated development environment, recording feature, etc. But Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE, only programming. But Selenium IDE is not suitable for complex test case design. It has so many limitations. Why? First of all, Selenium IDE doesn't support programming. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
In Selenium IDE, no programming, only tool features. So it is prototyping tool. You cannot use Selenium IDE for complex test case design. If it is Selenium WebDriver, you can design all types of functional test cases. If it is simple test case or complex test case. Why? It supports programming. Next, in between Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid, Santosh.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
It supports parallel. Selenium Grid supports parallel
Test case execution, parallel test execution. But Selenium Grid doesn't support test case design.
testing design.
See, you create test cases using either Selenium RC or Selenium WebDriver. Selenium RC outdated. You can execute Selenium WebDriver test cases in Selenium Grid. Okay, na?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver features. See, we already discussed. Take one by one. Tell me, Pradipal, contribute Selenium WebDriver features. First one, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver doesn't have
test cases IDE.
IDE stands for Integrated
Development
environment. See, for example, Selenium IDE has IDE, menus and menu items, tool features. Here no tool features. For each and everything, we need to write the code. See, no IDE, only programming interface. For example, UFT, formerly QTP, having both IDE as well as programming interface. You can use tool features like recording, checkpoints, output values, data table, step generator, etc., or VB script features conditional statements, loop statements, functions, etc. But for Selenium WebDriver, only programming interface. Then which one is powerful? UFT or Selenium WebDriver? We can't say. Why? Selenium WebDriver doesn't have IDE, only programming interface. But we can do everything using programming. Okay, it takes time, some efforts required, but we can do everything using programming. Okay, UFT has IDE. IDE provides user-friendly environment. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Sridevi, are you following?
Yes, sir.
See, observe. Using, observe this point carefully. Using element locators and WebDriver commands, we create test cases. Using element locators and WebDriver commands, we create test cases. Observe these two terms, element. Another name is Pradvipal. Another name for element in this scenario, test automation scenario.
Element locators.
Locator is another name for element.
Plus
Object.
Somebody telling object. Who is telling?
Saloni.
Yes, object. Don't confuse Pradvipal.
Yes, sir.
Element.
So we can say web element.
Web element. Here web only. I already told in this scenario, Selenium supports only web applications.
Yes, sir.
So no other criteria. In this scenario, element means
Object.
or in your words, web element means web object. Edit box, button, link, radio button, checkbox, drop down box, combo box, web table, frame, etc. Element. Next, locator. Locator means property. Yes. Property. Say property is an attribute of the object which describes the object. Suppose general object, man is object, name is one property, Prithvipal is value, height is one property, 6 feet is value, color is one property of man object, white is value. Same way for objects also properties. Locator, next value. Observe first general objects. Suppose dog is object. Locator or property. Suppose color, value. Suppose black. See identification. Say objects have multiple properties. Suppose height is one property. Suppose 30 centimeters. That is value. Okay na? The same way software objects. How to recognize software objects in functional test automation. Suppose edit box. Edit box is element or object. Suppose name of the edit box. Suppose value email. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Suppose Link is the object. Link text. Link text is suppose Gmail. Gmail link available in Google homepage. Like this. Say familiar with these two terms, element and locator. Using element locators, our Selenium recognizes elements. Okay na? In real world also we recognize objects using locators, means properties. Okay na? Santosh, are you following or any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. Say Selenium WebDriver. Next, you know Selenium WebDriver features. Selenium WebDriver supports various programming environments, various operating environments, sequence, operating environments. It supports Microsoft Windows, next Linux, next Macintosh, etc. What is the supporting of operating environments? Suppose our application under test, AUT, application under test, installed on Windows environment. You can use Selenium for test automation. Suppose our application under test installed on Linux, you can use Selenium for test automation. Suppose our software application on Mac environment, you can use Selenium WebDriver for functional test automation. If it is UFT, formerly QTP, UFT supports Microsoft Windows operating environment only. Okay na? Saloni?
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes,
queries?
sir.
Okay, cool. Madhuri, can you hear me? Madhuri.
Yes, sir, I can hear. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Observe, Praveen Rao, observe. Next, Selenium WebDriver supports various programming environments, to write test scripts. See, general word programs, in our scenario test scripts. Observe Pradipal, it supports Java, C#, next Perl, Python, next Ruby, PHP and PHP. You can use any one of these languages, not all languages, any one. See, most of the Selenium testers using Java, nearly 77% testers using Java. If we use Java, you can get more help documentation and code implementations from internet. For other languages, less support. Okay. You can use any one of these languages, not all, either Java or C# or Perl, etc. Okay. Next, Selenium WebDriver supports various browsers. See, Selenium WebDriver supports various browsers. See, nowadays IT industry popular browsers are, as per market share, first Google Chrome. Next, Mozilla Firefox. Next, Internet Explorer. But seniority point of view, first IE, second Mozilla, third Google Chrome. But market share point of view, first Google Chrome, next Mozilla, next IE, next Safari, Opera, etc. See, first three browsers only, popular browsers. It supports all popular browsers. See, first write Mozilla Firefox. Why first Mozilla Firefox? No particular thing. Only thing is Mozilla Firefox is default browser in Selenium. Getting this point, Pradvipal?
Yes, sir.
Mozilla browser is default driver in Selenium.
Selenium WebDriver.
WebDriver. Observe. What is the meaning of supporting various browsers? Suppose Mozilla Firefox. You can create and execute test cases using Firefox browser. Otherwise, create test cases using Firefox and execute those test cases using Google Chrome or IE or Safari. Yes, you can do it. Or you can use Google Chrome for creating and executing test cases, or IE for creating and executing test cases. Say element locators common, elements and locators common, test cases common. What is the difference? What is the difference between one browser to another? Difference is only browser driver. Only browser driver varies from one browser to another. Test cases are same. Getting this point, Praveen Rao?
Sir.
You take any browser, Firefox or Chrome or IE or Safari, test cases are same. But only difference is browser driver. Browser driver varies from one browser to another. Suppose if you want to execute test cases using Mozilla Firefox is default browser. You just create Mozilla Firefox browser in your test case and execute. If it is Google Chrome, for that one additional step required, you need to instantiate Chrome browser driver. Download Chrome browser driver and set driver path, driver executable file path. If it is IE, download IE driver and set that path in your test cases. For Mozilla Firefox, you no need to download anything. You no need to set the path. Santosh, following?
Yes, sir.
If you want to execute test cases using Chrome, how to execute?
Download the Chrome driver and
download Chrome
set the path.
driver. No need
And
to
set the
install.
path.
Just set the you download to your hard disk, C drive or D drive or E drive. Just set the browser driver path in your test cases. Okay, na?
Okay.
Okay. Next, it supports Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver supports various testing frameworks. These frameworks also open source. See, testing frameworks. Observe Sridevi. Testing frameworks depends on operating platform. Suppose if we use Java, then supporting frameworks are JUnit, JUnit, next TestNG. If we use .NET platform, C#.NET, then supporting framework is NUnit. Okay, now? Okay, anyhow, in our training program, we are going to use Java. So we can choose either JUnit or TestNG. TestNG is advanced framework inspired by JUnit, but advanced one. Okay, we are going to use TestNG. Next, anything else, Pradvipal? Okay, it supports, observe, it supports batch testing. Next, data-driven testing. Next, database testing and parallel testing. Parallel test execution. See, these are the important features of Selenium WebDriver. It supports various programming environment, various browser environments, various operating environments. Okay, now, shall we move to next topic? Pradvipal, any queries? Selenium WebDriver features?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, drawbacks. Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Supriya, are you there? Supriya.
Yes, sir.
Contribute. Tell me one or two drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver.
Selenium WebDriver supports only web application.
Only web applications. Okay, this drawback not only for Selenium WebDriver, for entire suite, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
For Selenium IDE, RC, all. It is for entire suite. Okay. See, Selenium WebDriver supports only web applications. Only, just a minute. Only web applications. It automates browsers. Next.
So it doesn't have IDE, so no tool features.
Okay. See, it doesn't have, just a minute. It doesn't have integrated development environment. No tool features, menus and menu items. So creating test cases takes more time, and efforts. Next. Okay. Since it is an open source tool, that is advantage. With that advantage, one drawback also associated. Since it is open source tool, no reliable technical support from anybody. No reliable technical support. No reliable technical support. If it is UFT, vendor, UFT is commercial tool, vendor HP provides technical support. Next, Sridevi, contribute. If you don't know, no issue, no problem. If you have any if you know any drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver, list out. Pradvipal?
No other tool, like
No.
limited support for test image.
Who is telling?
Sridevi, sir.
Limited support for image based testing, testing. Okay, before that, one more important one. No built-in result reporting. No built-in result reporting facility. No built-in result reporting facility. Suppose if it is UFT has result window. UFT provides test result for every test iteration. But in Selenium WebDriver, no built-in result report facility. But we can overcome this limitation using suppose TestNG framework. You can generate detailed test reports. But Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result reporting. Next, limited support. Limited support for image testing. Image testing. Next, Santosh. No other tool integration for test management. You can use any other tool with Selenium WebDriver. Observe Pradvipal. Suppose for test management, you can use other tools with Selenium WebDriver, but no internal integration. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
If it is UFT, what is integration? If it is EFT, EFT can be integrated with ALM, formerly Quality Center. After analyzing the test result in EFT, you can send defects directly from EFT result window to ALM project. Integration is there, but no other tool integration with Selenium WebDriver. You have to use test management tools separately. Getting?
Yes, sir.
No other tool. Integration. No other tool integration, but you can use other tools with Selenium WebDriver. No other tool integration with Selenium. Just a minute. Selenium WebDriver for test management. Test management. See, these are the important drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Okay, na Praveen Rao, any queries? We discussed Selenium WebDriver features and drawbacks also. Any queries? Ask me.
No, sir.
Madhuri, any queries, Madhuri? Raise queries?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Next, take second topic. What is the second topic, Sridevi? First topic, introduction to Selenium WebDriver in this chapter. Second topic?
Environment setup.
Yes, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Environment setup. See, for Selenium WebDriver, I will explain complete steps. Then I will show practical steps. See, first step, download and install Java software either from java.com or from oracle.com and install. Download and install Java software. Java software. You download this one, JDK, Java Development Kit. What is download and install Java software? What is the purpose of Java software in this scenario? To create and execute programs. In our scenario, programs means test scripts. See, developer's point of view, program, or testing point of view, test scripts. This is first step. Next, setting environment variable path not mandatory. Just download Eclipse IDE and extract. No need to install. Download Eclipse IDE and extract. After extraction, you can get IDE launcher file. By clicking on that file, you can launch Eclipse IDE. See, after extract, you can get this folder. In this folder, you can find Eclipse launcher. By clicking on this file, you can launch Eclipse IDE. Eclipse, download Eclipse IDE and extract. What is the purpose of Eclipse IDE? Santosh, purpose?
It's a platform to
It is a platform to write and execute computer programs. Not only Java, but in our scenario, we are going to use Eclipse IDE for creating and executing Java programs. But it supports other programming languages also. Perl, Python, Ruby, PHP, etc. See, Eclipse IDE is a platform to write and execute computer programs. In our scenario, it is for writing and executing Java programs. It provides editor and syntax guidance, auto compilation, etc. facilities. Getting?
yes, sir.
Okay. See, to write platform to write and execute Java programs. This is second step. Third step, download Selenium WebDriver. Just a minute. Download Selenium WebDriver, Java language binding. See, it has several bindings. Java language binding. If we use Perl binding. If we use Ruby binding. In our scenario, Java language binding. From what is the official site of Selenium? Madhuri, official site of Selenium. You must know that one. You have to remember that one. What is the official site from where we download Selenium software?
HQ.org.
SeleniumHQ.org.
Selenium
HQ.org.
HQ.org. See, download Selenium WebDriver Java language bindings from seleniumhq.org and add, no need to install, just add WebDriver, jar files, Java archive files, jar files to Java project where? In Eclipse IDE. In Eclipse IDE. Okay na? Praveen Rao, these are the primary steps. Next, if you want to execute test cases across multiple browsers, then download browser drivers. Here Chrome, no need to download Mozilla Firefox, it is built in Chrome, IE, Safari, etc. Download browser drivers to execute test cases using different browsers. Otherwise, you can use Mozilla Firefox. Okay. Next, for inspecting elements, see, you can download, it is optional, you can download Firepath, Firebug first, Firebug and Firepath. You can download and install Firebug and Firepath plugins for Firefox browser. Firefox browser to inspect elements. Otherwise, or you can use, all of you put mute, you can use Firefox browser built-in feature. What is that feature? Page inspector to inspect elements. Built-in. Next, see somebody is making noise, avoid that one. Pradvipal, put mute after answering the question. Suppose if we use Chrome or IE, they have built-in developer tools. To inspect elements. Suppose if we inspect elements in Firefox browser, that element locators can be used for other browsers also. Why? Elements and element locators same, common. Okay. If we use Chrome or IE, then they have built-in developer tools to inspect elements. Okay, na Sridevi? See,
Yes, sir.
this is the theoretical approach for Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Just a minute, launch this one, Mozilla Firefox. Here built-in tools. Place mouse pointer on the page and right click, inspect element. Observe last option, inspect element is there now. you can inspect elements. If it is Chrome or IE, built-in developer tools, right click, inspect. You can inspect. Just a minute. Observe Praveen Rao. Take this mouse pointer, show the element, then it will provide information. Otherwise, you can download plugins. So, for example, Mozilla Firefox, Firebug. See, add to Firefox, install. Next, relaunch the browser. Observe simple installation. Firebug. Observe right side top, Praveen Rao. Santosh. Why nobody responding?
Yes, sir.
Getting na? Saloni, not Saloni. Madhuri, you tell me the steps, theoretical steps.
Yes.
Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Tell me from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first step?
First, we need to download the Selenium WebDriver from
First Selenium WebDriver.
No, sir. I mean
from scratch. Concentrate, Madhuri. Concentrate. Santosh, you tell me Selenium WebDriver environment setup from scratch.
Download Java.
Yes, download Java software. Next.
Download Eclipse IDE.
Download Java and install. Next, download Eclipse IDE and extract.
Extract.
Next, third step.
Download Selenium WebDriver bindings from
language
Selenium
binding.
based
on your programming platform from seleniumhq.org and
add jar files
WebDriver jar files
to Java project.
Java project in where? Eclipse IDE. Okay, observe Madhuri. These three steps are primary steps. What are the three steps? First one, download and install Java software. Next, download Eclipse IDE and extract. Next, download Selenium WebDriver Java language binding. In our scenario, Java language binding from seleniumhq.org and add WebDriver jar files to Java project in Eclipse IDE. Next steps. Next, suppose if you want to execute test cases using Chrome browser and IE browser, you download browser drivers and set path in your test cases. If you want to use Mozilla Firefox browser, then you no need to download anything. Why? Mozilla Firefox browser is default browser in Selenium WebDriver. Okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Next step, inspecting elements. For inspecting elements, Mozilla Firefox having built-in feature page inspector. If it is Google Chrome or IE, they have built-in developer tools. Shortcut key F12. Otherwise, for Mozilla Firefox, you can download and install plugins, Firebug, Firepath. They are having some user friendliness than built-in feature of page inspector. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. These are the theoretical steps. Okay, good. These are the theoretical steps. Next, I think all of you familiar with first two, download and install Java. We already did that in Java environment setup chapter. Next, download Eclipse also. Next, third step, Selenium WebDriver. See, first two steps we already did, where in Java environment setup chapter, we downloaded and installed Java, and we downloaded Eclipse IDE. Next, come to third step, WebDriver environment setup. See, first I will explain the navigation, then I will show practical. Okay, navigation. Create Java project. Create Java project in Eclipse. Suppose if Java project already there, you just select that Java project. Create Java project or select. If already there, then select Java project. Just a minute. Select Java project. Java project in Eclipse IDE. This is first step. Next, select Java project already did now. Just a minute. I will differentiate this one. First, create Java project. If project already there, direct select Java project and right click. Next, build path. Build path. Next, configure. Observe Sridevi. You need to guide me. Configure.
Okay.
Configure build path. Configure build path. Next, select libraries tab. Select libraries tab. Libraries tab. Next, click external jars. Click external jars. Next, browse path of Selenium WebDriver jars in our hard disk. Browse path. Browse path of Selenium WebDriver jars. Next, add. See, these are the steps. First, launch Eclipse IDE. After downloading, extract, then launch. Okay. Just a minute, I downloaded or not. Okay, otherwise you can download from Selenium org. Suppose WebDriver download. See, Selenium HQ. Selenium HQ. Observe here, download tab. Here, scroll down. here Selenium client and WebDriver language bindings. Here observe language Java, C#, Ruby, Python. Here download Java, download, save to hard disk. After downloading, extract, just a minute, extract all, suppose extract to desktop, otherwise extract to, just a minute, suppose E drive, okay, extract, close, just a minute, extracting, okay, open E drive, here Selenium, this one, observe Sridevi, here jar files, in libs also some jar files, okay na?
Yes.
First, before configuring WebDriver, first download. You know how to download. Go to seleniumhq.org website and download Java language bindings. Next, launch Eclipse. Continue. Guide me. Sridevi, guide me.
Create Java project, then
Already Java project already there. Then select Java project and right click. Continue. Already explained the steps now.
Select IDE and right click.
You continue.
Build
Praveen
path.
Rao.
Build path.
See project and select project and right click, build path.
Configure build path.
Configure build path.
Libraries.
Select libraries tab.
Add external jars.
Add external jars. Click this one. Next, browse path of the WebDriver jars. See, in this main folder, 2 jar files available. First, add these 2. Next, again, add external jars. Then open this subfolder libs. Select all jars. Click open. Apply. Okay. Okay, na Sridevi? Tell me the steps once again, Sridevi. Quick.
Create Java project.
Create Java project. If project already there, just select Java project.
Then Java project, then right click on
Right click.
Eclipse IDE. Then build path.
Build path.
Then configure the build path.
Configure build path.
Library. Select libraries tab.
Select libraries tab.
Click on external jars.
Add external jars and select jar files. Then apply. Okay na?
Apply.
Okay. Next, see second step over. We can verify the environment setup by creating and executing a test case. Next, Madhuri. See in this chapter, 2 topics over. Total our agenda is three topics. First topic, introduction to WebDriver over. Second topic, Selenium WebDriver environment setup over. What is the third topic?
Writing Selenium WebDriver test case.
Yes, write first Selenium test case. Today only one sample test case. Tomorrow onwards we will discuss some more test cases. Write first Selenium test case. First Selenium test case and execute. Okay. Write first Selenium test case. Observe Pradvipal. Test scenario required or manual test case. Prerequisite. Manual test case. Manual test case. Observe our test case is test case name. Test case name. Verify admin login in GCR shop web portal. Portal means a business gateway. Online shopping application is web portal. Suppose monster.com is job portal. Suppose OLX or Quicker or Suleka.com, they are classified portals. Portal means a business gateway. Okay. Verify admin login in GCR shop web portal. This is my test case. First I will show the navigation. First launch the browser. Navigate to www.gcrit.com/build3/admin. See, this is the path. gcrit.com is domain, build3 is folder, admin is subfolder. See, in companies, usually deployment like this. Companies use folders. This is launch this one. Just a minute. Next step, enter username. Suppose username is admin. Enter password admin at 123. Click login. Okay. After login, you can get this URL. gcrit.com build3 admin index page. Observe Prithvipal. After successful login, you can get index page. By checking the existence of index page, you can confirm login functionality. Otherwise, after login, you can get log off link. Observe right side top. Log off link available now. By checking the existence of log off link, you can confirm. Okay, you can try with this URL, verification points. Observe. Now guide me, Santosh. Steps. I already navigated now. Guide me. Test case name is verify admin login in GCR shop web portal. Next, test steps. Tell me the steps one by one, Santosh.
Navigate to.
First, launch the browser. Also one step.
Okay. Launch the browser.
Launch the browser. This is one step. Launch the browser. Next.
Navigate to.
Navigate to that URL. What is that URL? gcrit.com. Our sample project. We developed this project for practice. You can use this project. gcrit.com/build3/admin. Build 1 also available. Build 2 also available. Next.
Enter login.
Enter username. username, next,
Enter password.
enter password,
Click log. Click
next,
login button.
click
Login button.
login button. See, these are the test steps. Next, verification point. See, capture the URL after login and compare with expected. Next, expected. See, first we have to execute it manually, otherwise how to get expected? Just a minute. I closed that one. See, gcrit.com/.
First one, sir.
Pardon? Just a minute. Okay. Okay. You enter this one. Admin at 123. We must collect this login details from development team. This is expected. Next, actual after execution. Next, status, results, test result, pass or fail after execution. Before this one, after actual or before verification point, test data. Here two fields require test data. Username, admin. Next, password, admin at 123. Observe Santosh.
Yes, sir.
Test case ready now, manual test case.
Yeah.
Okay. We have maximum things, steps, test data, verification point, expected, actual result. Okay. Next, some technical prerequisites. Before that, before creating test case, inspect elements. Say tomorrow or day after tomorrow we will discuss element locators and WebDriver methods. You just concentrate on creating test case. Don't focus on that syntax, element locators and WebDriver commands or methods that we will discuss tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Just sample test case. Inspect elements. See, in this test case, we are going to navigate 4 elements. What are the 4 elements? Just a minute. First element, username edit box. See, username. This is type of object edit box. Next, password, type of object edit box. Next, login, 3 elements only, type of object button. Okay. Observe launch browser. You can use page inspector, built-in feature, otherwise Firebug plugin, launch Firebug. Observe Madhuri, take mouse pointer and show the username 8 box. Here observe name locator available. See, Selenium supports 8 locators: ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS selector, XPath. That we will discuss tomorrow. Just this time I am just taking name. You can use, suppose ID available, you can take ID, first priority ID. Suppose ID not available, next priority name. Suppose name also not available, then focus on other available locators, CSS selector or XPath. That we will discuss later. Here name locator value, name locator available. Observe what is the name locator value?
Username.
Username. This is username. Next, show that the password. For password, name locator available. Observe here, type is there. Type equal to password. Type is not locator. Locators are ID, name, class name, tag name, link, link text, partial link text, CSS selector, and XPath only. Selenium supports these 8 element locators only, that we will discuss in element locators chapter. Now just remember, type is not locator. Just a minute. Next here, maximum length is there. Maximum length also property, but it is not Selenium supporting locator. Name is there. What is the name value, Santosh?
Password.
Password. Next, login. Show the login
Sir,
button.
just a question.
Who is asking?
What if
Just a minute.
Madhuri, sir?
Tell me, Madhuri.
What if, like, for few usernames, like, they will also ask for an email ID, sir? Like email ID, then what will happen in that case?
Pardon?
Like for some of the websites, if you see, like, the username part will be like an email ID to enter, sir.
Okay.
So in that case, what will be the scenario? Like, what are the elements we
Say
inspect?
username value, whatever it might be. Here locator is common. Locator is fixed.
Okay.
In that username you can use, suppose your username is madhuri@gmail.com. Use that value. That is value. That is not locator. Hello?
I understand. Yes, sir.
Observe. Here email email is not the locator. That is value. Username is the here observe. Show that username edit box. What is the name locator value?
Input type, yeah, username.
Username. That is name locator value. Just a minute. Where is that? This one. Name locator value. Username. What is this username? Name locator value. This is fixed. Next, suppose our test data is madhuri@gmail.com. madhuri@gmail.com. This is also value, but this is input data or test data. Any problem?
Okay. Okay, sir, I got it now.
See,
the data can be anything.
anything, data can be anything. Alphabets or alphanumerics or email format or any form. Data can be anything. That is different. But here element locator value is fixed. That depends on the application. Data depends on our project. You can use your own. Suppose if you create email ID, suppose developers created email username as madhuri@gmail.com, you can use that value.
Okay, sir. I got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
welcome. See, next, continue, Santosh. Where is that one? Login. For login, ID available. ID available na?
Yeah.
Give first priority to ID. If ID not available, next focus on other one. Anyhow, that we will discuss later. ID. Selenium WebDriver supports 8 element locators to recognize elements. You can use any one unique locator, not all. Okay. Anyhow, that we will discuss in element locators chapter tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. This one is just a minute. Button. What is that value? What is that value? TDB1. 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 Before that, ID. We are using ID. ID. Just a minute. TDB1 is ID locator value. ID locator value. Next, this edit box. Password. Password is name locator. Name locator value. Name locator value. Suppose in our scenario, password value is this one. Okay. See, in this test case, we are going to use these 3 elements. Okay. Inspection over. Next, write Selenium test case. Write Selenium WebDriver. WebDriver test case. Why I am saying WebDriver test case? See, Selenium IDE test case syntax different. See, first create a Java class. Select project. Select package. New class. Suppose admin login. Generate main method. Observe Sridevi. Madhuri, observe.
Yes, sir.
What is the first step in our test case? First step in our test case. Launch the browser. Okay, na? Today I am using Mozilla Firefox browser. Later in the next class I will use other browsers also. Okay, first focus on default browser. First step, launch the browser. For that, create object, driver object. WebDriver, you need to remember this syntax. WebDriver, driver. You can use any meaningful name, not only driver, ABCD also, but this is standard name. Driver equal to new Firefox driver open and close parenthesis, semicolon. This is driver object creation. Observe, earlier we used object syntax, class name, object name equal to new class name. Here some difference. Observe the difference. WebDriver. What is this WebDriver? It is Java interface. What is this Firefox driver? It is built-in class. Means here creating driver object or creating instance in WebDriver, creating Firefox driver instance in WebDriver interface, creating Firefox driver object or instance in WebDriver interface. Download, import WebDriver library, import Firefox driver library. Observe Praveen Rao. What is this usage? Creating, observe functionality of this 9th line, this statement or step. What is the functionality of this selected step? Creating Firefox driver in WebDriver interface. See, it launches Firefox browser with blank URL. Sridevi, are you following?
Yes, sir.
What is the functionality of this statement or step? 9th step. 9th line.
Creating Firefox. Creating
9th line.
Firefox
Launching Firefox browser
in WebDriver interface. Oh, sorry.
Launching Firefox browser with blank URL. External functionality. I am not asking internal process. External functionality. Run the program.
Okay. I thought you were asking internal. I'm sorry.
See, launching browser with blank URL, na?
Yes, sir.
Blank
Yes,
URL.
sir.
Okay, first step over. Praveen Rao, first step over. We created Firefox driver object in WebDriver interface. It launches Firefox browser with blank URL. Next step, navigate to so and so web page. See, driver dot get. See, driver is object, get is method. This is WebDriver method, get. See, we will discuss WebDriver methods in WebDriver methods chapter. Take that URL. What is that URL? Navigate to this URL. Navigate to this URL. Semicolon. Next step, enter username. Observe. Driver dot find element. This is also WebDriver command or method. By, it is built-in class. By dot element locator. We are going to use name locator. Name value is username. Next, dot operation. Operation is send keys. Next, input data. Input data is admin. Observe Madhuri. Suppose if our input data is madhuri@gmail.com, here you can use that value. Observe in this 12th line, in this step, we used two WebDriver commands or methods, Madhuri?
Yes, sir.
What are the two WebDriver commands or methods? One is
Um,
find element.
Find element. Yeah.
Another is
And the other one is send keys.
send keys. Observe, before that dot is there. Find
Yes,
element.
sir.
This find element command or method for identifying the element. Send keys, performing operation on that element. See, here two important things. One is first identifying the element, then performing
Yeah.
operation on that
Performing
element,
operation.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose here login button is there. First identify the login, then click that button. Identifying that login button is element. Identifying that login button is find element method functionality. Next, perform operation on that element. Click is operation on that element. Same way, identify the username edit box, then perform operation on that edit box. Here operation is enter input data. If it is login button, operation is click. If it is link, operation is click. Observe. Observe Praveen Rao. Find element. It is for recognizing element. Send keys. It is for entering a value into a box. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Next, driver dot find element by dot name. Next one, password. Observe, we already inspected elements na. Username, password. Next, login button, ID value, TDB1. Password. Dot send keys. Password value admin at 123. Next, driver dot find element by dot ID value TDB1 dot operation is click. This we will discuss later. See, in tomorrow and day after tomorrow I will explain element locators. What is element locator? Name. Element ID also element locator. Just a minute. Element name is element locator. ID is element locator. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we will discuss element locators and WebDriver commands or methods. See, find element, send keys, click. These are WebDriver commands. Name, ID, these are element locators. Okay, na? See, prerequisites. What are the prerequisites for writing Selenium WebDriver test cases? Element locators and WebDriver methods, isn't it?
Sir.
Observe, Santosh. Element locators and WebDriver commands or methods. WebDriver commands. These are prerequisites. What is the purpose of element locators? To identify or to recognize or to locate elements one by one only. Next, purpose of WebDriver commands?
To perform operations.
Yes, to perform operations on elements. Okay, na Sridevi, are you following? These we have to discuss element locators and WebDriver commands. Just remember, Prerequisites for creating Selenium WebDriver test cases, element locators and WebDriver commands. Purpose of element locators to recognize elements. Purpose of WebDriver commands to perform operations on elements. Okay, now Praveen Rao, are you following or any confusion?
No, sir.
Observe. Now all test steps over. First step, launch browser. Next step, navigate to admin interface. This GCR shop admin portal, admin. Next, enter username. Next, 13th line, enter password. Next, 14th line, enter, not enter, click login button. Next, verification point. Here you can use Java conditional statements. If before that we need to capture the URL. URL is string type data. String URL, after login capture the URL and compare with expected. String URL equal to driver dot get current URL. This is also WebDriver command. Next, observe. Next, URL is string. String is object in Java. URL dot type E, select equals of Santosh, equals of, we have expected result na, expected URL.
Yeah.
Take this one, expected one. Open curly braces, enter any meaningful message. Suppose admin login successful, status of result passed. Next, else suppose message admin login unsuccessful, failed. Next, after this condition, close the browser, driver dot close the browser. Observe, run the program or test case. In this scenario, program means test script or test case. Launching, navigating to so and so, closed. Observe the output. Madhuri, what is the output? Output displayed on the console. What is the output? Saloni. Hey, nobody responding. Pradvipal.
Sir, passed.
Admin login successful, passed. Next, suppose try to use invalid input. Suppose instead of username as admin, I am using ABCDE. This time it will fail. Run the program. Launching, username, password, close. Observe, Pradvipal, this time admin
Yes,
login unsuccessful, failed na.
Yep.
Yes.
We used invalid input. That's why.
So
Suppose
if you have the different URL after login,
yes,
it will also
if
fail.
you suppose if you change the, suppose if we use incorrect expected or invalid input, then login will fail. Getting?
Okay, sir, you got it.
This time I'm using valid input and correct expected. Run the program, it will pass. Observe Praveen Rao. It is showing admin login successful passed na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. You copy this code. Selenium WebDriver test case. Observe Prithvipal, user friendliness point of view, I used two steps. Here, capturing URL, that is one independent step. After capturing, then comparing. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you can capture and compare directly. How? You remove this step, compress the code. You remove this step, capture and compare in the single step. Driver dot get current URL. Driver dot get current URL. Oh, just a minute. Driver dot get current URL dot equals expected. Expected. Just a minute. One more bracket. Observe Santosh.
Yes, sir.
Earlier we captured first, then compared. This time capturing and comparing. All of you put mute except Santosh. Santosh, getting this point?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm getting.
Somebody's making noise. Madhuri, put mute, Madhuri.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, cool. Run the program. Same. Just we compressed the code.
Yes,
just
sir.
a minute. Previous one. Just a minute. This is replacement for these two steps. Observe Santosh.
Yes, sir.
This is replacement for these two steps. Okay, na?
Yeah.
Okay, just to try to understand the keywords. Observe Sridevi. Driver. This is driver object. Firefox driver object. What is this get? WebDriver command or method. Okay. In their documentation, Selenium HQ in seleniumhq.org, they used command term. Actually, object.method, that is technical term, but they used WebDriver commands. Yes, command also you can use WebDriver command or WebDriver method. WebDriver command or WebDriver method. You can use command term or method term. This get is WebDriver command. What is this driver, Sridevi? What is this driver?
Object.
What object? Firefox browser driver object. Okay, na?
Yes.
Here instead of driver you can use ABCD also, no issue. But driver is standard name, meaningful name. Okay. What is this driver? Firefox driver object. Get
Firefox driver.
Get
WebDriver command.
Find element.
Identify the element.
WebDriver command.
WebDriver command only. Okay, purpose is identifying element. But WebDriver command only. Term. The term is WebDriver command only. Observe, just a minute. Just a minute. Closed that one. Just a minute. In this scenario, driver. What is driver? Firefox. Firefox browser driver. Browser driver. Driver, or you can say driver object. Firefox browser driver. Next, get WebDriver command. Next, find element.
WebDriver command.
WebDriver command only. This we will discuss. WebDriver command only. Next, send keys.
Entering a value into.
That is purpose. Term
Purpose.
WebDriver command only. Okay, na? Next, we used click. Click is operation. Click on that element. But here, what is that click? WebDriver command only. Observe. Don't confuse. Find element. It is WebDriver command. Functionality. Recognizing the element. Send keys. WebDriver command. Functionality. Entering a value into 8 box. Next, click. WebDriver command. Functionality. Clicking on object. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Next, buy. Buy is predefined class. Predefined, just a minute. Predefined class. Predefined class. Observe, automatically imported. Observe the Madhuri, observe the third line. By
Yes, sir.
automatically imported now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, what is this name ID? Try to
elements.
identify the keywords. Name is
Elements.
element locator. One of the element locator. One of the element locator. Next, ID. ID also element locator. Okay. Next, observe Madhuri. This username. What is this username? Next,
It's
password. Next, TDB1. What are these? Element locator
value.
Element locator value. This password also second edit box.
Element locator.
Element locator value only. Second element in that page. This is login button. Next, observe admin123, admin. Next, admin at 123. What are these two? Input data, input, or you can say test data. Test data dynamic, based on your application you can use. It's dynamic. Okay na? Madhuri, did you understand this test script or test case?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Try to identify the keywords.
No, sir.
This WebDriver in 10th line, what is this WebDriver? It is interface.
Interface. Yes, sir.
Next, this by. What is this by? Predefined class.
Predefined class. Yes.
Observe. If you know, if that is Java conditional statement.
Conditional statement.
What is this get URL?
Get URL is.
I'm not asking functionality. Try to identify the term. What is this get URL? Praveen Rao. Driver dot get URL. Driver dot find element. Driver dot get. Driver dot find element. What is this get URL? WebDriver command or method. Any confusion? Any confusion, Madhuri?
No, sir. No, sir.
Next, observe Madhuri. WebDriver command. Get URL is WebDriver command. Equals. What is this equals? Pradvipal, what is this equals?
WebDriver commands?
Not WebDriver. Equals not belongs to WebDriver. Observe
Java.
up to this one. Driver dot get current URL. It will return string type data.
That is an operator, sir.
Not operator.
Comparison operator.
Not operator.
Java.
Observe in the previous one. What is this one? String, a string method. See this.
Java.
Observe Santosh.
Yes, sir.
URL is string na.
Yes.
Equals string dot method. This equals is method na.
Yeah.
Pradvipal, tell me. What is the problem? String methods na. We discussed built-in methods na. String methods. Java string method.
Got it,
Java
sir.
stream. Yes.
Any confusion, Pradvipal? Santosh got?
No, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Not like that.
We discussed Java string methods. See, we are capturing the value into string. This URL is string. URL string. String dot method equals is method. Method on string. String method. Java string method. Just a minute. That equals. Just a minute. Equals is Java string method. String method. Next, observe Sridevi. This URL is expected value. Next, this 17th line is display statement. Else, again display statement. Next, what is this close, Sridevi? Driver dot close functionality is closing the browser. What is close? Identify the term. You are thinking this much.
It's again WebDriver
Yes,
commands.
again WebDriver method or command. WebDriver command only. Driver dot close. Observe this one. Close. Any confusion, Sridevi?
No, sir.
Cool. See, I explained almost all keywords that are used in this test case. I'm going to close the session. Any queries regarding this today's session? Introduction to Selenium WebDriver. Next, Selenium WebDriver environment setup. Next, write first Selenium test case. Any queries? First, Madhuri, any queries?
No, sir. I'm good. Thank
Okay,
you.
welcome. Praveen Rao,
No, sir. Thank you.
welcome. Prithvipal Singh,
No, sir. Thank you.
okay. Saloni,
I'm good, sir.
okay,
Thank you.
cool. Santosh,
No, sir. Thank you.
welcome. Sridevi,
No, sir. Thank you.
welcome. Supriya, okay. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.